Greg Johnson, you can read in the Grand Rapids Press. He covers the Spartans, too. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Michael. How are you today?
Were you near Coach D'Antonio after the game in the press room?
Yeah, actually, he came in. He talked to us just a little bit right after he talked to the little team, and he was great. He was glib and funny, and talked about like you would be after you just made a call that won a big game. So it's really surprising that he apparently right after that is when he started feeling poorly, and so yeah, it was stunner. I went up and wrote my story, and he was. About the time I got home to Grand Rapids, he was probably getting ready to go into surgery.
Yeah, and when they were successful with that fake field goal, that shocked everybody and delighted the stadium. He had, to me, a look on his face like he wanted to smile broadly, but he was trying to keep his composure. He's tough to the end, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a very composed person, and I think there's a lot going on inside, and he doesn't show it all on the exterior. I think part of that is that's what he believes a coach should be, that if there's going to be one calm person in the middle of chaos, it's going to be him. So I think that's just how he feels that a leader is, and so that's just the way he does it. And I'm I don't know if that contributes or not. I'm an expert on anything like that, but that's the person. He's that's just Coach D'Antonio. He made a great call. It took a lot of guts to make that. To call a play like that, you can go the conservative route, especially an old defensive coordinator. You'd kind of expect him to go the conservative route, but he didn't. He threw the dice, and it was a great play and a great win. And so it was stunning to hear that he had a heart attack.
Yeah, it was the greatest half smile I've ever seen in my life on the sideline there when he went to do his interview and that sort of thing, and that play really was something else. But then there will be people who will say, really it was the only call to make because the field goal might have been out of range, and to go for it was even riskier. It was good timing for it, really.
No doubt. I mean, it was a perfect time to run it, actually. But you have to have practiced it. You have to have had installed it. You have to believe in it, and you have to have the players totally committed. I mean, even as it was, the first option on the play broke down. All week long, they had never gone to the second option because the first one had worked so well. The running back had broken through, and it was supposed to be Le'Veon Bell. And instead, he runs into two defenders, and he falls to the turf. And so Charlie Gant realized, that makes me. I got to go. So he had practiced it, and he knew he was the guy then to run down the field. And so he did, and then the pass came, and so it worked. The second option worked, but they had never really gotten to the second option all week on the practice.
It was more dramatic than even we knew, and that's the kind of insight you can get from Greg Johnson in the Grand Rapids Press. Covers the Michigan State Spartans. 18 after the hour, Michael Patrick Shields back in a flash with your Monday morning.